we had some concerns going into them, and I'm just going to skim through them, but they've mostly been all addressed before we went in. But NDA, and deployment, how are we going to get the build to all these people? Are they actually using devices, or are they using simulator? What kind of documentation do we need for this? That was important to us because at You.i, we don't really write those traditionally overly detailed test cases that you get from other corporations. We're very big believers of exploratory testing and high-level documentation. So if this investment required us to start writing these overly detailed test cases, then it wasn't going to work for us. Authentication and also the administrative overhead. How much are we going to spend creating these tests and dealing with the crowd, especially if they're sending like hundreds of bugs and some of them are not valuable to us? What kind of overhead we're looking at here? So those were kind of our concerns going into that. So we did a little research, and then we went with Test.io. We actually interviewed 5 different crowdsourced testing companies, and the reason why we selected Test.io was real people, real devices that were using, again, not simulators. But really one of the biggest catalysts for choosing Test.io was their subscription model. So basically you pay one flat fee and you can use the service as much as you want. You can send as many tests as you want within a month. And that was really important to us. I told my team, like, whatever solution we go to, we have to know that we're going to fail at first, and that's okay. But just like any new technology that you bring in or any new process that you bring to your organization, it's always an iterative approach. You do it first, and then you keep doing it and get better at it. You learn how to make it work for you better, and then and just not be afraid of failure until it works for you. But we were afraid that if we were in any kind of payment plan that would penalize us for trying and for failing, such as having something like, pay per hour or per tester or per test sent, that wasn't going to work for us, because then we'd be afraid to try it out and we'd never get better at it. And this is true of any kind of new technology that you adopt. You want to minimize that cost of failure as much as possible. They had a test lead service. They have a test lead service, which is really important to us. Basically somebody who looks at all the bugs that the crowd logs, and they triage them before they even come to us and make sure they're clean, that they have logs, that they're reproducible. So again, minimizing the overhead that we were worried about. And of course, there's the sheer number of testers they have, and how they pay the testers was really well thought out, and how they support exploratory and test case testing.